You are welcome, people. Yes, as we draw closer to the end of the Ramadan season, we have Medina Olanike Adeboyega on the couch. And today she'll be talking to us about the Ramadan, dietary intake, and sustaining diets after the Ramadan season. You're welcome to the show.
Thank you very much. Thanks for having me.
You're welcome. Thanks for being here. The Ramadan season, of course, is almost over. But a lot of people, maybe myself included, do not really understand the Ramadan fast. So kindly explain to us what it is about, and then we go into some of those diets that sustain us or that are necessary or required or recommended, because, I mean, you're a nutritionist, to sustain us during the fasting period.
Thank you very much. The month of Ramadan is the 9th month of the lunar month of Islam. And we are expected as Muslims to fast for 29 to 30 days.
Okay.
All adults, elderly Muslims.
Only adults?
Of course, adults, elderly Muslims.
Okay.
Children not included.
Okay.
But, you know, because of the eagerness, because everybody wants to partake in the spiritual vibes, you know, children too always want to partake in it.
Okay.
So we don't send them away. We allow them.
Okay.
If maybe for practice, and as they grow, they become full adults and they now do it wholly.
Okay.
So we are entitled to eat 2 meals, the blessed sahur, which we eat before the dawn. It's the pre-dawn meal.
Okay.
And then the breaking of fast meal, which we call iftar. That comes at sunset. So all healthy Muslims are expected to fast, as I said. And the Quran, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala gave exemption to some people that cannot do. The first are the children, like I said. We have women who are pregnant, women that are menstruating, and the elderly too, the aged. They are exempted too.
What
if
about
they cannot
also patients?
Fast. Yeah,
and
I'm going to come to
patients
that.
as well.
I'm going to come to
All
that.
right, great.
People that are healed, that are nursing one ailment or the other, that will not allow them to fast.
Okay.
They are also exempted.
Okay.
There are provisions for that by Islam for them to repay those fasts through fidya. That's the act of feeding a fasting Muslim that is less privileged or in poverty, so that it can be like
for their time of not participating.
Their own years.
Great,
so
great.
That's about the month, the fast of Ramadan.
Okay.
And because of the spirituality, everybody is always, even people that are nursing one ailment or the other, they always want to partake. You know, they will always go to their doctors, please, what can I do? Even ulcer patients, they want to make sure they partake in that spiritual exercise.
Okay.
So they always want to see how they will manage themselves, maneuver themselves, so that they will be able to partake in the fast.
Okay.
So that now boils down to what we can now do. Because, you know, fasting is about abstaining from food and eating at a certain time. So the fasting window is during the daytime, and we break our fast in the evening. So generally, when we are talking about the dietary intake during the month of Ramadan, it's unfortunate the month is wrapping up, but I believe this is going to be like an information for people for subsequent months.
Yes.
So dietary intake during this month is not anything that is special or extraordinary.
Okay.
Ordinarily, we are all expected to target adequacy and balance in our meal intake at all times in our life.
Okay.
But now that we are fasting, you know, fasting, causes some changes in our physiological, you know.
And enzyme activity as well.
And enzymatic activities in our system.
Great.
So because we are fasting, we now have to make sure that we put some things in place. In addition to how well balanced our meal had been initially.
So let's talk about the meals taken before.
Okay, so let me talk about the pre-dawn meal, which is called sahur.
Okay.
Normally, what we eat at this period is expected to take us throughout the day before we break our fast. Of course, the point is, whatever we are able to eat cannot actually sustain us throughout the day. When we exhaust all we are able to load ourselves with at that period, it's now left for the body stores of glucose and fat in our liver, in our muscles, and the fat stores on around the body to be converted to sustain us for energy during the rest part of the day. So we are expected to eat food that are adequate and balanced, as I said. And what are these kind of food? The first important thing is fluid. Fluid is highly important. And the most important fluid we can dwell upon is water. Water is universal. It is life. It keeps us hydrated. You know, especially when we are like this period now, the weather is not that friendly. So we get to be
we dehydrate easily. Right.
So we should make sure that we
Take
load
a lot
ourselves
of
with
water.
enough water.
Okay.
And aside from water, there are so many other fluids we can do. I remember when we were young, my dad would always make fura before we go to bed.
Fura.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
At iftar. We put it in the fridge. After eating her pre-dawn meal, we now put that fura. You know, it's an added energy for us to sustain us through the day. So we can take fruit juices.
Okay.
They have.
Okay, let's quickly break it down. Let's quickly move on to the foods.
Okay, to the food. Okay, now we can have carbohydrate food. We should have carbohydrate food.
Okay.
Mostly come from complex sources of carbohydrates.
Okay.
These are maybe rice, our couscous, it can be potatoes, it can be yam. Food that will give us complex carbohydrate that will gradually be used up in the system.
So basically foods that are complex in carbohydrates, that are high in carbohydrates. Now let's quickly move on to the iftar.
Iftar, okay.
Iftar, that's foods that should be taken during.
Because we've been dehydrated all through the day, we are expected to first break our fast with water.
Okay.
Yes, let's take water.
Okay.
After taking water, we can take some few dates. It's highly recommended by the Prophet, by Islam, for us to break our fast. Okay. So after taking the dates, yes, food too is encouraged. You can take food, they are loaded with natural sugars and fluid too, and they are loaded with fiber. Okay. Afterward, you can go for our prayers, and then after the prayers, we can now come back to a light meal. Okay. We should watch overloading ourselves with too much heavy meals because it will just make us heavy. Within that short period of time before we go to bed, we should still make sure that we are active. Because if we are not, we are capable of now adding extra calories to our system instead of us to now share some little weight during the month. We now become overweight again and put on excess weight.
Madina,
yes,
I have learned so much from this conversation in such a short while. Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
So much insights. I really enjoyed. At least I know better. And I mean, even for those who are on intermittent fasting, this would also help them.
Yeah, it will also help them. Yeah, it will also them. And they should check the hours of time they are using for their intermittent. If they know they are losing it, they should just go back to norm and then start in another day.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. We have to go on a quick break now, people. I hope you watching at home have learned so much. We'll be right back. Stay with us.